Statutes on Bloomberg Law for the Intellectual Property Research course at Boston College Law School. If you know the citation to a statute, like 17 U.S.C. 101, the quickest way to get there is to type or paste the citation in the search bar, and when the Go to this citation link appears, click on it to retrieve the code section. If you instead hit Enter or click on the Go button, you'll be running a general search. If you forget and accidentally run the search, don't worry. There will be a citation lookup link at the top of your results list to help you retrieve this statute. Above the text of the code section are links to the larger units of the U.S. Code. In this case, we have a link to an outline of the entire U.S. Code, to Title 17 Copyrights, and to Chapter 1 Subject Matter and Scope of Copyright. The Table of Contents link on the left links to subsections within the section you are reading, not the larger code. Click on General Info to get the currency statement for this code. Click on Versions to get links to previous versions of this code section or to be able to compare versions. Click on Smart Code to be able to find cases that reference this code section. This is not a curated list like the notes of decisions on Westlaw and Lexis, but more of a statutory citator. If you don't have a citation, you can still browse for a statute. After selecting Browse from the top of the page, select Laws and Regulations at the top level Browse. Laws and Regulations has a link directly to an expandable outline of the U.S. Code. There is a separate link to the state laws and regulations, which takes you to a map of the 50 states. Mouse over a state to reveal the name of the state and click to view all state materials. Select Content to Search on the left or click on TOC on the right to get an expandable outline of the state code. Another way to find IP statutes is to click Browse at the top of the page and select Practice Centers. Bloomberg Law has separate practice centers for patents and trade secrets, but we're going to look at the Practice Center for trademarks and copyrights. This practice center is broken into smaller practice areas, each of which has links to statutes useful to practitioners in this specialty. Let's look first at trademark prosecution. The link to the new Trademark Modernization Act of 2020, which was only recently enacted, is a link to those pages of the House bill that are part of this much longer public law. The link to the Lanham Act takes you to it in Bloomberg's U.S. Code. The link to the Lanham Act as amended provides the text of the statute with the original Lanham Act section numbers, incorporating changes made by later public laws. Now let's look at the statutes included in the page on trademark litigation. In addition to the links allowing you to browse the search the Lanham Act, there are quick links to the Trademark Counterfeiting Act and the Tariff Act in Bloomberg Law's U.S. Code. Lower on the page is a link to state trademark laws. Link to them by state name. Of course, if you knew from the start you were planning on searching statutes, you could always choose All Legal Content on the Bloomberg Law homepage or on the first Browse menu. Open the outline under U.S. Legislative to find the U.S. Code or to access statutes from a particular state.